Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Let's do our chanting before the meditation. You can turn to page number 5 of our chanting book. Salutation to the Buddha. Namo tassa
භගවතු අරහතු සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතු සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතු සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස.
The three refuges.
බුද්ධං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ධම්මං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි සංඝං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ဒုတိယံ පි බුද්ධං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ဒုတိယံ පි ධම්මං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ဒုတိယံ පි සංඝං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි တတိယံ පි බුද්ධං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි တတိယံ පි ධම්මං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි တတိယံ පි සංඝං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි.
Next page. The 5 precepts.
පානාතිපාතා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි අදින්නාදානා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි කාමේසු මිච්ඡාචාරා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි මුසාවාදා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි සුරාමේරය මජ්ජ පමාදත්තානා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි.
Let's read the affirmative vows. Being aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I vow to cultivate compassion and learn ways to protect the lives of all living beings. Being aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, stealing, and oppression, I vow to respect my
commitments and
and
those
practice generosity by sharing my time, energy, and material resources with those who are in real need. Being aware of the suffering caused by sexual misconduct, I vow to respect my commitments and those of others. I am determined not to engage in relations without love and a long-term commitment. Being aware that words can create suffering, I vow to learn to speak truthfully and develop peaceful, kind, and meaningful speech. Being aware of the suffering that an intoxicated and agitated mind can produce, I vow to develop mindfulness and healfulness. Next page. Homage to the Buddha. ඉතිපිසෝ භගවා අරහං සම්මා සම්බුද්ධෝ විඤ්ඤාචරණ සම්පන්නෝ සුගතෝ ලෝකවිදු අනුත්තරෝ පුරිස ධම්මසාරති සත්තා දේව මනුස්සානං බුද්ධෝ භගවාති. Homage to the Dhamma. Swakhato bhagavata dhammo sandiptiko akaliko ehi pasnsiko opanayiko pacchattam veditabbo Vinuhiti. Homage to the Sangha. Supatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Ujupatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Nyaya patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Samici patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Yadidam chattari purisa yugani Atta purisa puggala Isa bhagavato savaka sangho Aguniyo paguniyo Dakkiniyo anjali karaniyo Anutterang punyak ketang lokasati. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Next page. Offerings. Offering of light. Ganesaraptariktene Dipene tamedang sina Tiloka dipang sambuddhang Pujayami tamunudam. Offering of incense. Gandha sambhara yuttene Dhupenahang sugandhina Pujaye pujaniyang tang Puja bhajana muttamang. Offering of flowers. Vannagandha gunopetang etang kusuma santating Pujayami munindasse Siripade saruruhi Pujemi buddhang kusumina nene Punyena metena labhami mokkang Pumpang milayati yatai dhammi Kayo tatayati vinasa bhavam. Offering of water. Adivase tuno bhante Paniyang parikappitam
anukampang upadaye patiganhatu uttama.
Offering of drinks.
Adivasitunu bhanti gilane pancayang imang anukampang upadaye patiganhatu uttama.
Worship of shrines.
Vandami cetiyang sabbang sabbetani supatittitang saririka dhatu mahabodhing buddha rupang sakalang sada.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Next page. Wish of well-being.
Namaste niyam namaste manu ratenate yang punyavi sandang vipulang alatang tansanu bhavine hatante rayu.
Reflections on the teachings of the Buddha in English. Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind made Adi. If one speaks or acts with an impure mind, suffering follows like the wheel that follows the foot of the ox. Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind made Adi. If one speaks or acts with a pure mind, happiness follows like one's own shadow that never leaves. Generosity, kind words, benevolent actions towards others, and equanimity towards all beings and all things. These bonds of sympathy function in the world like a linchpin in a moving cart. One by one, little by little, moment by moment, wise people should remove their impurities as a smith removes the dross from silver. For one who mindfully develops boundless loving kindness, mental defilements are weakened and the freedom from clinging is seen. All conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. All conditioned things are unsatisfactory. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. All things are not self. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. Excellent, excellent, excellent.
Welcome everyone for our Wednesday meditation. And we have all gathered in this evening to make a joint effort to take care of our mind. Given the challenges that we have to go through, particularly during this period, we need to take time to give ourselves some energy. The more we engage with these challenges, situations, we are kind of draining the energy. So we need a time to recharge ourselves, to remind ourselves the larger goal in our life, to understand the bigger picture in the life and not to be disturbed or distracted by the petty issues that we have to handle day-to-day life. So when we remind ourselves of that large picture, the large goal in our life, many challenging things that we face become insignificant. So today is a time for that. Every week we do it, and our mind has a deeper capacity for healing, for recovery, and for deep health. So we are going to instigate and bring that wholesome part of our mind out. And we are going to ignite and bring that wholesome part in our mind and strengthen it, and then heal our body and mind and energize ourselves. So then we are ready for another week. Let us take this moment to do that out of kindness to ourselves. But at the same time, let us remind that this practice is to benefit all living beings. Whatever training that I'm getting in this sitting is going to benefit so many others that I encounter. So just remind yourself that I'm doing this to benefit so many other living beings. And many will benefit with my effort. Just think about it. And make a determination that I will engage in this practice wholeheartedly. I will make use of this opportunity. I will make use of this gathering, and I will engage in a committed practice. With that determination, let us listen to the sound of the bell and help ourselves to settle into this moment and feel the body. And we will also do the chant. Throughout the bell and the chant, let us keep gathering our attention and establishing our attention in our body. Let us feel our body. Just coming to the body and acknowledging all different sensations throughout the body. Touch sensations in the body when our legs are touching the floor, when our body meets the cushion or chair, when our body parts are touching each other. Just acknowledge all these touch sensations. Let us just be aware of this posture of the body, how this body is sitting here. how we have placed our hands, how we have kept our legs. Just we can mentally draw the basic outline of this body. With this awareness of the body, we will allow this body to further relax, release, and loosen up. Since we are sitting in a very safe place, we can completely let go of all the concerns and allow all the muscles in the body to relax and loosen up. If we have any tightness, any tension in any parts of the body, this is a good time that we can purposely bring our attention to there and invite that area to open up and allow that area to release and relax. If you wish, you can use your breath to further relax and release the body. If you wish, you can lengthen your breath, taking a very slow, long breath, taking a slow, long breath, and releasing that breath very slowly, allowing the whole body to release, relax, and loosen up. You can bring your attention to the area that needs some attention with some tightness and tension, taking a long, deep breath. And when you breathe out, you bring your attention to that area and allow that area to open up, release, relax. Just take few more long, deep breaths. With each out breath, keep relaxing, releasing, loosening up the whole body. We'll allow this body to rest. Let it to rest completely, holding no tightness in the palms and fingers, letting fingers to simply lie there. We will let this body to be as relaxed as it can. With this relaxed body, we will now bring our whole attention to our mind. Let us now genuinely take a moment to look at our mind and observe how is our mind right now. Doesn't matter how it is now. We simply want to look at it without making any judgment. Simply looking at it and noticing whatever thoughts, memories that is coming to our mind right now. Without choosing any thought to develop further, we will simply notice the occurrence of thoughts coming one after the other. It will be challenging simply to watch without following these thoughts, but it's a training. Doesn't matter whatever the issues our thoughts are reminding us. Right now, they are simply thoughts, simply memories. Whatever the issue, the matter they are bringing now, is not really important for this moment. We simply notice them. We will remind ourselves whatever these thoughts occurring right now are not necessarily real. They are either about what happened in the past or our projections about future. Nothing is happening right now. They are simply occurring. They are only memories and thoughts and images. We will simply let them go. Let them go and release our mind and make our mind simple with this present moment awareness. With this simple state of the mind, let us now have a space. Now we have a space in our mind to bring a wholesome quality, a wholesome mental state. Let us now invite a wholesome mental state, loving kindness. Loving kindness is one of the most wholesome mental qualities that we have. Loving kindness is a healing mental state. Loving kindness allows us to heal our body and mind. Loving kindness gives us enough energy and strength. Let us now allow that capacity of loving kindness to manifest right now. Let us open our heart and generate the willingness for everyone to be well. and generate the wish of well-being towards everyone, and generate the friendliness towards all living beings. Am I willing, if every living being is safe? Am I willing, if all living beings are well? And bring that loving kindness out. Let us open our heart just like when we see a smiling face of a little baby. A little baby. Or just like when you are petting a puppy, a kitten, or any other pet. How open is our heart, our readiness to care, our willingness to benefit, our wish of well-being. Let us bring it out right now. We will allow this loving kindness to stay in our mind. We will enhance and feed this loving kindness to make it bigger and bigger. We will keep wishing well-being to all living beings, including ourselves. Let us keep directing this loving kindness to all different people, all beings, but starting with ourselves. Let us bring that whole attention to our being, just like we have the willingness for the baby to be well, to our pet to be well. We will direct the same attention to ourselves, to the person sitting here. Let us make a genuine wish. May this person sitting here be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Continue. Continue to make all good wishes to yourself with generosity, with forgiveness and compassion. Let us make all good wishes to ourselves for this being sitting here. Let us now take this moment to direct some loving kindness to this body. This body has been helping us to live this human life for many, many years. all our emotional burdens, all challenges that we had to go through. This body also had to take all of them. Let us take this moment to be kind to our body and appreciate the contribution, the support that our body is giving to us. With deep appreciation, let us direct this loving kindness throughout this body, to all these organs, to all these systems throughout the body. May these lungs even helping us right now to breathe. May this whole respiratory system be well, be healthy, be healed. May this heart, cardiac muscles, the whole cardiovascular system be well, be healthy, be healed. May this digesting system, all the organs throughout this digesting system, which help us to digest what we eat to energize this body. May this whole digesting system be well, be healthy, be healed. May these kidneys, may these both kidneys and whole genitourinary system, this whole pelvic area, be well, be healthy, be healed. May this nervous system, the central nervous system, the spinal cord, the brain stem, the middle brain, frontal lobes, the whole nervous system, be well, be healthy, be healed. Allow this loving kindness intention to travel throughout the body. Allow this loving kindness intention to reach each corner of the body, letting the whole body to be healed. May all these muscles, all these ligaments and tendons, and all these bones, large bones and tiny bones, and all these joints be well, be healthy, be healed. Let us now expand our loving kindness to wish well-being to all others. How good if all others also be healed and be well and safe. Let us make that wish. Let us generate our willingness for that to happen. Let us expand this wish to all people who are known to us. May everyone in our family, may all our good friends, may all our colleagues, may all of them be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let us expand this wish beyond the people that we know to all other people. Everyone living in this surrounding area, may all of them, no matter who they are, may all people living in the surrounding area be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let us keep expanding this wish to include as many people as we can for this wish. May all people living in faraway places, in distant places, there are many people who are going through so much of difficulties, pains, and fear Let us take a moment to think about all of them. May all people who are sick right now, who are suffering from other ailments and fear right now, may all of them be well, be well, be well. May all people living in the direction of the front, from here all the way to faraway places in this direction of the front, be well, be well, be well. May all people living in the direction of our right, whoever the beings living in this direction right now, be well, be well, be well. May all people living in the direction of our back, every one of them living in this direction right now, near and far, be well, be well, be well. May all people living in the direction of our left, everyone living in this direction right now, be well, be well, be well. May all other living beings living everywhere, all animals, from large ones to tiny ones, all animals and all life forms living everywhere, each and every living organism, without exception, be well, be well, be well, be peaceful, peaceful, peaceful. The loving kindness pervade into every direction, embracing all living beings without exception. Wholesome, positive state of the mind. This loving kindness has no limit, no boundary, embracing all life with genuine wish of loving kindness, genuine wish of well-being. Just be in this wholesome state, pervading loving kindness to every direction. Having this limitless love in our mind, let us now gently enhance the peace, calmness we developed through this meditation. We can feel some kind of calmness, peace, stillness. We can enhance this, deepen this calmness. We will now gently bring our attention to our breath. And closely watch the movement of the air through the nostrils. Changes happening in the body. Each breath is a new breath. Let us rest with this awareness of the breath and allow this calmness to grow deeper, deeper, and deeper. Be with the breath. Rest with the breath for next few minutes. Gently come out of the meditation. Gently put your palms together and place them against your chest. And take a moment to feel grateful for this opportunity to have meditation in our life. Deeply feel grateful to all great teachers and enlightened masters in the past who passed this wisdom from generation to generation. Feel grateful to whoever helped your meditation tonight. And even feel grateful to this device that helped us to connect to this meditation. And even to this bell, into the chair or cushion that you are sitting on. With deep gratitude to all people and all things that made this meditation possible for us today. Let us say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay. How was the recharge?
Good.
Yeah, we just tap into our own, positive qualities and, let it heal our whole body and mind. So, because last week we talked about, last week was the full moon of May, which is the day that, Buddha became enlightened. And of course, he was born also on the same full moon day and passed away. So we talked about the Buddha last week, right? But we were talking. We have a series of topics, and we decided to talk on 16, the list of 16 mental states, what we call 16 defilements of mind. 16 defilements of mind. So, term defilement may sound very negative, but it's simply, what we call unhelpful mental states. Let's put in that way. So there are certain mental states that are helpful, that are skillful, that are beneficial, that are conducive to our well-being and happiness, and also the well-being and happiness of others. But there are also certain mental states that are not helpful, that are not conducive to happiness and well-being of ourselves and others. So we call them defilements. What is the Pali term, Bhante, for defilements?
Defilements we use kilesa.
Kilesa, right? Kilesa. So kilesa means like something that will pollute.
Yeah.
Can I say pollute? Yeah, pollute and defile, right?
Yeah.
So we have a purity in our mind. So these mental states will occur. Whenever there are causes and conditions, they will occur, and if you are not mindful of them, and they will continue to pollute our mind, and then and maybe diminish the purity of the mind.
Yeah.
And not only they actually defile the mind, they will also defile our speech and our actions too. That is why we call them defilements. So, anybody remember how many defilements that we talked so far? Actually, I also don't have the whole list here. We talked, I think, five defilements, right? Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
We talked about 5. Today is the 6th one, which is a very familiar, unhelpful mental state. So, today maybe we can talk about it, because in Pali we call it issa. In English it could be jealousy or envy. And I was trying to understand what would be the correct translation of this term issa. whether it is jealousy or whether it's envy. Maybe, as native speakers, you can help me. So Issa is actually inability to accept or appreciate someone else prosperity, someone else success, someone else skills. So it's about other people's whatever good stuff. Inability to rejoice or inability to appreciate, inability to accept someone else's blessings, success, skills. So is it jealousy or is it envy?
Those were the two I was thinking of.
Yeah. Is there a difference between jealousy and envy? What do you
Maybe
think?
one causes the other one a little bit.
Okay.
They're like interconnected, I think.
Jealousy occurs usually in the context of relationships, right? Huh?
Usually, yeah.
Usually, right? Yeah.
I always thought of envy as like the softer form.
Okay.
Like you're happy, but you also wish for.
Yeah. Sometimes I use the term like I'm envy of your success, but you mean a positive thing by that, right? Saying that you have a good success. But so when I read about this jealousy and envy, it says that jealousy is the kind of fear of losing what you already have, like if you have your partner or maybe something that you have been threatened, there are competitors around you, and this fear or an insecurity of losing what you have. Does this sound jealousy? And envy is called that's something you don't have but you wish to have. But however, Issa means that when you see someone else is having so many things, someone else is having so much joy, someone else is doing well, and have more than we have. That's the important term. Whenever we see someone else is having more than what we have, and inability to accept it is called Issa. You can put any word. What do you think is more appropriate, jealousy or envy? I don't know.
I wish I knew the actual, linguistic definition, but I always thought of jealousy is when you don't want the other person to have what they have.
Okay.
That's how strongly. Envy is just you appreciate what they have and you wish you had it, but you don't wish ill against them either. But
Okay.
that's just how I thought.
Yeah, I think that's a challenge actually. Our emotional life can be so complex, and sometimes so even the meaning of the terms can keep changing. The Shakespeare used it one sense, and by now we may be using it for some other purpose. Like for example, envious can mean a positive thing also in some context, right? And I really admire. I really you have reached such a higher success. So I'm envy of your success. Sometimes doesn't mean the negative, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. However, we encounter this mental state that whenever we see someone else is having more than we have, and that we suddenly feel some kind of anxiousness, some kind of inability to accept it, and some unsettling feeling, and that's what we call Issa. And it's very common. And we may have experienced, let's call it jealousy right now. Okay, you may have experienced jealousy in other people's. Right? This is something that we very common, and you may have experienced that how other people are jealous of you, maybe, and how other people are jealous of others, and you see how they behave differently as soon as they see someone is more beautiful, having a nice hair dress, or whatever. Suddenly that person is not normal anymore, and talking different things, and try to pick on that person, and try to even shout that person even for a simple thing. Like you may have witnessed that kind of behavior. So sometimes it is easy to detect the jealousy of other people. But it was really challenging and difficult is to detect the arising of jealousy in our own mind. That is why we need to be familiar with this unhelpful or unwholesome mental states, because more we become familiar with them, and it is easy for us to detect. But otherwise, without our knowing, we will be driven by these unwholesome mental states, and we know that those things are not helpful. It simply increase suffering to ourselves and also creating suffering to many others too. So we just want to be skillful. So therefore, we need to be aware of them. First, we need to understand how that whole mental state functions, and then use that knowledge as a tool to handle it whenever we experience it. So it's kind of displeasure of others' prosperity or others' beauty or whatever other person has. Why do you think that it's such an easy mental state to occur?
Seems like we all want more.
I mean, sometimes we feel completely okay, completely contented until we meet someone who has more than us, right?
Mhm.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, and it could happen in all different facets of your life too, whatever you're doing.
Hmm.
If you're like at the gym,
At the gym, okay.
well, he's stronger.
Okay.
He
Yeah.
has a,
Yeah.
whatever, younger.
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
or, at work, someone's more successful, whatever.
Yeah. So.
It's very easy to happen with social media.
Oh yes,
I
yes.
see my kids using, just looking at what everyone's doing,
Yeah.
comparing. That comparing. I think.
Yes, that's the word, comparing. There are so many unwholesome mental states that will occur in our mind as a result of this simple unconscious act that is happening almost, without our conscious awareness, what we call comparing. Yeah. Social media. And Bhante, you have any comment?
Yeah.
So social media is a good place for us to experience all kind of attitude of comparing, and then eventually experience jealousy, right?
Mhm.
And that is simply unsettling. Everything we can be completely fine until we find someone who has more than us. Yeah. So that whole tendency of comparing is the one that is really creating this this jealousy. You can have other emotions too. We will talk about it when we come to those things, but this very attitude of comparing. Last 2 weeks ago we talked about palasa, which is like wanting to outdo others, outperform others, needed to control, dominate, and outperform others, want to outdo others, and be like that is also as a result of comparing. And
That is why one of our friend asked about conceit, the mana, Bhante, right?
conceit, yeah.
I don't know whether the mana is coming.
Yeah,
under
that is coming. That is the most subtle form of unwholesome mental state that can manifest into other in the form of jealousy or form of outperforming and decide to outperform other things. Yeah. But the one reason that jealousy is not only a human emotion; it also can occur among animals too. Have you experienced jealousy in animals? Among pets?
Dogs only.
Dogs.
Mhm.
That's more about demanding the attention, right? They don't like you to pay attention to someone else. Do you think that they will feel jealousy if some other dogs come with a nice dress? Or
No.
we don't
No.
think that. Yeah. So,
But sometimes we
Yeah.
see among kids, Bhante, although
yes, Bhante, exactly right.
Mm.
Even among the kids. Actually, a psychologist has found, we start to experience jealousy even at the age of 6 months. It could be that ingrained. You know, as I mean, they have done some research that a mother is paying attention to a doll, and then and the baby feel unrest, and then start to feel anxious and cry. Yeah. So even as early as 6 months, we start to feel that emotion. So in the history of human evolution, this this emotion called, I mean, the reason that we it is so easy for us to have, it has served some purpose through the evolution. Because initially, in order for us to to develop our skill set, to work hard, it was helpful to observe others and see how others are doing better than yourself, and then get busy, get out of your laziness and work hard. So if you're living in a group and you see that someone else is collecting more stuff than you, and you only collect a little bit, and maybe that can motivate you to work hard. So in the process of evolution, it has kind of helped human beings to work hard and and be productive. So even among in a classroom, having some kind of competitiveness, not in the wrong sense, but some kind of competitiveness can help students to come out from their laziness, be focused on what they are doing. But it only has a little bit of purpose. But very soon, very soon it can be so negative. The very very competitiveness can be very negative. So it can serve some purpose, but every emotion that serves some purpose in the human evolution has also detrimental effects if you're not mindful. And we are not given that wisdom to manage and control these things. We need to have purpose to train that. So therefore, that is why we need to be aware of all these things and try to catch those emotions. So I think what we can do, I mean, first we need to understand that it is a source of suffering. Whenever we detect that, we can, this is a source of suffering. I'm creating suffering to myself, and definitely we will also create suffering to others. And key thing is to observe and recognize it. So we need mindfulness and ability to watch our own mind, our own thoughts, which we do in our meditation, and then being able to detect it, and then use this knowledge that we are developing right now to recognize it. Oh, okay, this is that. This is that. This is Issa. And then not to blame ourselves for having that. This is natural and this is normal. It's just simply not helpful. Right? And then try to manage it. So how we can manage it is, one thing we need to have deep understanding that this tendency to compare, because this really funny thing when it comes to jealousy, Bhante, that we usually compare others, only focus on the what they have, but we don't really compare ourselves with that whole person. Let's say that person has nice, a nice car or something, right? But if you take the whole person, he may have certain things, he may not have certain other things, right? So if you want to really compare the whole life and your life. But even that is not good. But but we usually only compare. Oh, he has this, and I don't have it. But if you focus on the other aspect of that person, he doesn't have, but you have. But we don't really look at that. And so this is very irrational act of comparing. And then, and one thing we need to understand, that every person is unique. Every person is unique. There's no ground for us to compare. No ground for us to compare. And usually jealousy occurs among the people who are kind of similar. You will not feel jealousy if the president is having something. If a millionaire is having some helicopter, you will not feel jealousy. But maybe if your classmate is having a helicopter, if your neighbor is having a helicopter, whatever, then you have jealousy, right? So you have to have some relationship also to have jealousy. You only feel jealous about people that you know, that you have once related, or maybe you are related in at least in certain social class, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think sometimes you could get into other thinking that's unhealthy where you then compare to someone to make yourself feel better and offset it. You compare to someone you have more than. Like, oh, I wish I had that car. It's so nice.
Yeah.
But at least I don't have that car. That's a really bad car. That's not a very nice way to think.
Yeah. Maybe temporarily, temporarily out to get
Yeah,
out
just
of
to
that
get out.
emotion, at least temporarily we can
Right.
use that, at
Yeah.
least I'm better than that person.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
But ultimately, I think what we need to understand that every person is unique, every person has its own karmic potentials, and I think the idea of karma can be so helpful for us to get rid of jealousy. Because we focus, and because we think that it's unfair. We think that's unfair. And every person is unique. Every person has his own blessings and also own weaknesses. And it's a completely unique individuality. It's so difficult to compare any person to another. So very act of comparing. Whenever we have that tendency doing it, we just have to think, oh, it's a completely unique different person. I'm completely unique different person. I have my own karma. I have my own, set of blessings and weaknesses, and that person has their own set of blessings and weaknesses. We are two different people, two different individuals. There's no ground for comparing. If you can just remember that, just reflecting on that can help us a little bit to get out of this. And one other thing is actually whenever we experience jealousy, without our knowing, we just simply encounter someone is having something more than us, and we quickly, that jealousy also have a kind of story that we tell about ourselves. Like, it's not. I mean, as soon as you see that, oh, that person is having a good partner, so whatever, yeah. And then you create a whole story about ourselves. Oh, I'm this, I fail in this way, I fail in this way. We're actually comparing our story that we construct about ourselves to a story that we construct of that person. And that is story. And so there's a hidden story that kind of unveil itself at the moment of, feeling jealousy. So I think if we remember that and reevaluate the story that we are telling ourselves, we are creating a story about a whole life, and usually we only select certain episodes of our life and create this story, and we need to reevaluate that story, because that is really a biased story that we make for ourselves. It's not a genuine story. That is why we feel jealousy. So we have to reevaluate and be aware of the story that we are making of ourselves, and also a story of making of the other person, and be open to the facts, and also again reminding ourselves that every person is unique. No need to compare. And if someone is having some things more than I do have, that is that person's blessing, that person's good karma. So why not I also do some good karma? If you're really interested in having it, why not I do some good karma, and do something good right now? And then eventually we'll also have those blessings too. Yeah. And then we also have a positive quality that is right in opposite to jealousy, right? But do you remember? So what is opposite to jealousy?
That is maybe mudita, right?
Mudita.
Yeah. It is
Mudita, one of the 4 divine abodes. We talk about, the one of the 4 cardinal wholesome mental states. We call sublime abiding. sublime abiding called loving kindness, compassion, which is the, feelings, empathy with others' suffering and want to relieve that suffering. That's called karuna or compassion. And then mudita is what we experience when we see other people are happy. Other people are doing good, doing okay, successful. We rejoice others' happiness. We call it mudita. And the upekka is the equanimity. So those are the four cardinal wholesome mental states, and we try to develop in our meditation. So mudita is the opposite of jealousy, rejoicing others' happiness. How good, right? And they are happy, they're not suffering. Of course, they are more than me. then that is the
Better
issue.
karma.
Yes, and if we start to feel jealousy of their blessings, and you will be deprived of those blessings in your life too, because at that very moment we are also like depriving ourselves from having those things. And if you do unwholesome things, because people do not simply stay there, they try to say things, try to find some faults in that person, try to hurt that person, try to do, and then you are developing so much of bad karma, and you will continue to be like that, and deprived of all these blessings, because you're simply collecting bad karma out of that. Try to hurt them. Some people even hurt and harm other people because of that. If people remember the karma, they will not do that. So I think as long as we have jealousy, we'll be suffering all the time, because there will be always, we can find a person who has something more than us, someone who is better than us. We can always find that. There are people, people are different set of skills. If we want to find someone who is skillful more than us, and we will all be able to find. So we can suffer all along, because it's always possible to find someone who is better than us in certain aspect, because we only compare on that aspect. So we can suffer all along if we wish. But how about turning it upside down and start to rejoice the happiness of others? I mean, everyone is vulnerable to suffer. It is so easy for people to suffer. You don't have to make effort. So easy. So whenever we find someone is doing okay, someone is having a good partner, someone is doing okay in his or her job, someone is having some good physical look, because it's so easy to get sick and so easy to physically be unwell. But you find someone is doing okay, doing good, so let's rejoice. And if we turn in that way, we can be happy all along. Because we will be able to find someone is always having some blessings, having some fortune. So that's the training we need to do. It's not easy. Our evolution has not supported us to do that, because being competitive can be more productive. But I think we need to understand the limit and start to rejoice. So next time jealousy visits you, now, right? Yeah, definitely it can visit, definitely. So we just don't. It can visit, but you don't have to give jealousy a seat in your heart. You can let it visit and let it go, and make it a visitor, and don't make it a permanent member of your heart.
They do call it a monster.
Monster, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jealousy as a monster. It's also related to greed, right? I think once I remember somewhere reading that William Shakespeare said that green-eyed monster.
Mm-hmm.
So Have you heard that jealousy is somehow related to green?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. Yes, that's come
Green
from
with
that.
jealousy.
Or envy. Yeah, green.
Green, yeah,
Yeah.
it's from Shakespeare, I think. Yeah.
It's like sick with jealousy.
Hmm?
Like sick. If you're green, you're sick.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. If you have any other comments, the people who are joining us through YouTube, if you have any other comments or questions, you can use the chat area. You can type your comments or question right there. So today we became familiar with another unhelpful mental states. So still we have 10 more, right, Bandi? 16. If I remember correctly, we may have talked more than that, but as I remember, we finished 5.
Yeah.
Maybe even then, yeah. Maybe more than that.
Yeah,
Let's say in Pali, we talk about we start with Visamaloba, right? Now we start with Raga, Visamaloba.
Visamaloba with Abhijja, right?
Yeah. Raga, Abhijja. And then Koda, Upanaha.
Patiga.
Koda.
There are maybe 3. There are 3, yeah.
Patiga, Upanaha. And then Palasa. Makka, Palasa.
Yeah.
Maybe more than that, yeah. Okay. Okay, since there are no comments or questions, maybe we can move to the other part of the program. Don't feel jealousy of the people who are here. So, you can also come. They get the full benefit, but you can also plan to come. But just inform us before you come, so we know the number of the people who are coming. So, okay, let us move to the other part of the program. It is sharing merits, and by doing this practice together and engaging in this wholesome chanting and meditation and reflecting on our mind, we have generated so much good mental states, wholesome mental states, and as a result, we generated so much of good karma, wholesome energy. And now we can share this good karma, good merits with all other people, all other beings. Let us take a moment to feel grateful for all our ancestors, our family members, people who help us a lot, people who work hard to create the life and the facilities that we are having right now. Let us feel grateful towards them and share these merits with them all. May all of our ancestors, departed relatives, share these merits. May they be benefited from these merits. May they be well and happy wherever they may be. Idang mi ñātinang hotu sukita hontu ñātayo. Idang mi ñātinang hotu sukita hontu ñātayo. Idang mi ñātinang hotu Sukita hontu ñātayo. Let us also share these merits with all other living beings. If there's any living being in this world who would like to share this merit, may he or she do so. May all living beings share our merits. May all living beings be well, happy, and peaceful. Ittavata ce amhi sambhatam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. wish for the well-being of the world in English. May the weather be pleasing. May the people prosper in their lives. May there be peace and happiness in the world. May the rulers be righteous. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are in grief be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Aspiration. May this wholesome act quicken the liberation of my mind from mental defilements. By virtue of this wholesome act, may I never follow the unwise people. May I associate with good people until I attain Nibbana. Purification. If by body, speech, or mind I have carelessly done wrong, I acknowledge them all in front of the Tathagata of great wisdom and determine to be heedful. We will now do this blessing chant for you. We will chant the Loving Kindness Sutra, the sutra given by the Buddha with great compassion for all living beings. We are going to chant the same sutra for you right now, wishing you all peace, happiness, strength, and courage to overcome difficulties in your life. May you be blessed with that strength and courage. May you be blessed with good health and peace. You may also recall to your mind whoever you want to share these blessings with, your family members, your friends. Recall them all and share these blessings with them too. May all of you receive these blessings. May all of you be well, happy, and peaceful. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Karaniya matta kusalena yantang santang padang abhisamicca sakko joca sujoca suvaco casansa mudu anatimani santos sakoca subaroca ampagiccoca sallahu kavutti Santrindriyoca nipakoca ampagambo kulesu ananugindo naca kundang samacari kinciyena vinyu pari upavadeyong sokino vakemino huntu sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitantaye kecipana bhutanti tasavata verava anavasesadi gavaye mahantava majjima rasansakanukatula dittava eva dittaye cedure vasanti avidure bhutavasa Bhave siva sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitantana paro parang nikumbete nati mamnyeta kanta chinang kanchi vyarosana patiga sanjnananya manyas Dukkhamicchaya mata yataniyang kuttang ayusayeka buddha manuragke evam pisabba bhute สุมานะสังภาเวอปริมาณังเมตตังเจสัพพะโลกัสมิงมานะสังภาเวอปริมาณังอุตตังอโตจติริยังเจอสังบาดังอเวรังอสปัตตังติดตังจารังนิสิงนุวาสยานุวายาวตัสสะวิกตมิตโตเอตังสติงอดิตเตเยบรัมมมิตังวิหารังหิตมาโหเดตติงเจอนุปกัมมสีเลวะดัสสนีนสัมปันโนกามิสุวินิยเกตังนะหิจาตุกัปปะเสยังปุณเรติติเอเตนะสัจจวัจเยนะสุตติเตโหตุสัพพดาเอเตนะสัจจวัจเยนะสัพพโรโกวินาศสตุเอเตนะสัจจวัจเยนะโหตุเตจายมังกลังสัพพิติโยวิวัจจันตุสัพพโรโกวินาศสตุมาเตภวัตตันตรายโยสุขีดีกายุโกภเวภวตุสัพพมังกลังรักขันตุสัพพเทวตาสัพพบุตตานุภาเวนะสตาสุติภวันตุเตภวตุสัพพมังคลังรักขันตุสัพพเทวตาสัพพธัมมานุภาเวนะสตาสุติภวันตุเตภวตุสัพพมังคลังรักขันตุสัพพเทวตาสัพพสังฆานุภาเวนะสดาสุติภวันตุเต Let us spend a moment of reflection. Let us recall to our mind whatever kind deed that we were able to do during last few days. Think about a moment that you were able to be kind to someone with your speech, with your action, or even with your wish. Recall an actual incident. Let us rejoice. These moments of kindness, these moments show that we can overcome our defilements. We can grow our goodness. Let us rejoice. On this day
In this day,
or in the past, if I have done kind deeds to other beings with my body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds and let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in those kind deeds, appreciating the opportunity to be helpful to others. I rejoice in those kind deeds, wishing more opportunities to practice compassion. I rejoice in those kind deeds, resolving not to compare myself with others. I rejoice in those kind deeds and gladly share this joy with all beings everywhere. May my kind deeds relieve the burdens of other beings May my kind deeds
May my kind
shield me from all dangers and pains.
shield me from all dangers and
May my kind
May my
deeds
kind
and
deeds
merits that come from
and
them
merits that come from
help
them
me in free my heart.
help me free my heart.
Let us now recall to our mind whatever kindness that we receive from others. Think about past few days and remind yourself of a kind deed or kindness that someone else showed to you. Let us rejoice the goodness of others. On this day
This day
or in the past,
in the past,
if I have seen or heard
I have seen or heard
of the kind deeds done by
of
others
the kind deeds done by
with
others
their body, speech, or mind,
with their body, speech, or
whether
mind,
great or little,
whether great or
here
little,
before the Buddha,
here before the
I
Buddha,
call to mind
I call to
those
mind
kind
those
deeds
kind deeds
and let my heart
and
rejoice.
let my heart rejoice.
I rejoice in the goodness of others,
Rejoice in the goodness of
being
others.
always ready to praise kind people and follow their example. I rejoice in the goodness of others,
Rejoice in the goodness of
appreciating that there are many good-hearted people in the world. I rejoice in the goodness of others, expressing gratitude for any kindness done. May the kind deeds of others bring safety and happiness to many living beings. May the kind deeds of others foster gratitude and fellowship among many living beings. May the kind deeds of others nurture goodness in me and many living beings. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you everyone for joining us, and we hope that you will continue your practice, and may you keep this peace for the rest of the week. And we wish you a great week ahead and great weekend. And we look forward to see you next Tuesday or Wednesday. Thank you.